Hey everyone, we're back again. We're in Exodus chapter 20 this time. And we'll be looking at, it's going to start with the Ten Commandments. And it says, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands, to those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor your father and mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God gave you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's. And these seem pretty hardcore. I mean, if you read through them, some of them are pretty easy. It's not very hard not to murder people. It's not very hard not to steal. Coveting is a bit more difficult. But when we really look at what happens in the New Testament, Jesus kind of says, we're going to double down on this. And when he's asked what the greatest commandment is, he says, and you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the first commandment. The second, like it, is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. And these are actually drastically harder than the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments are really, they kind of relate to God and relate to man. But if you look at loving the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength, that is an intense commandment. Martin Luther, when he was going through the process of becoming a monk, he would go back right after he left confession because he's like, I'm not loving God with everything in me. And I would challenge you, if you think that that's what you're doing, why don't you look at the way that your life is set up and see if it actually places God first. And then if you're loving your neighbor as yourself, define neighbor and then see if that's actually what you're doing. I think this is just a really good challenge. It's a good check to kind of see, where are you at with God? And are you letting him live through you, or are you just kind of doing your daily duty to try and get by and to be the best Christian that you can be? Because really, these aren't possible. This love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength, and your neighbor as yourself. They're not possible unless you've got the Holy Spirit living in you, pouring the love of God into your heart and continually crying out, Abba, Father, as Romans says that he does. So this is a good check on how much you've really surrendered your heart to the Lord. You guys have a good day. See you tomorrow.